Next, where's the vacation? When am I seeing family? Sorry to cut you off, brother. I'm just excited, man. So God is good.
First Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Hey, I love it.
Jenna, I have something to tell America before you introduce everybody. When you introduce Kevin Wildes, you must call him the prognosticator of prognosticator, the seer of seers,
called it.
because he picked the Jets in one of the biggest upsets in 25 years in the NFL. Jenna, that's the man sitting to your right.
To be fair, he's been calling the Jets for like 116 weeks. So he was eventually going to hit. But Jamal Adams finally lives to see the other side after 4 years in New York. And with that, we say good morning. Welcome to First Things First. Nick Wright. Brian Westbrook is with us, in for Brandon Marshall today, and the new prognosticator of prognosticators, Kevin Wildes, sitting to his left, maybe right, I don't know. And we're going to get to the Jets. Very improbable win. He's waving to his fans right now, his whole fan base. But we got to start in the Big Easy. Saints hosting the Chiefs, more like the Big Not So Easy. Drew Brees with a tough afternoon. You think Brees was rushed back into the lineup too soon? Quite possibly. 3 touchdowns, but only completed less than half of his passes yesterday. Patrick Mahomes, though, once again focused and fabulous. Chiefs get the win. Saints, meanwhile, lose, failing to clinch the NFC South. All right, Nick, you're up. You learned more about the Chiefs or the Saints yesterday in this game?
Learn more about the Chiefs, Jenna. And I've got another major announcement. This one does not involve the prognosticator of prognosticator, Kevin Wildes. This involves the show, the watchability, and if I'm being honest, what's going to end up becoming my overall likability. I've been being humble about the Chiefs, okay? In order to add some suspense and add some intrigue to this NFL season, I have soft-pedaled what is now obviously true. This is one of the greatest teams in the history of the NFL. They just completed the greatest road season in the history of the NFL. Look it up. I challenge you to find a better one. It's not just because they were 8-0 on the road, but it's that they beat Super Bowl contender New Orleans, alleged Super Bowl contender Tampa, Super Bowl favorite going into the year Baltimore, newfangled Super Bowl contender Buffalo, all in their buildings. And, you know, this time of year, you're trying to avoid the unlucky injury. The Chiefs might have suffered that yesterday with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Luckily, one of the greatest teams in the history of the league has what is one of the greatest GMs currently in the league, and backing up Clyde Edwards-Helaire is multiple-time All-Pro Le'Veon Bell. So the Chiefs are not going to lose again until sometime into 2021. Doesn't matter where the games are played. And last night, or yesterday afternoon, Brian cemented that. So that's what we learned. We learned we're not just watching a Super Bowl favorite. We're watching an all-time team. And anyone arguing otherwise at this point is just spitting in the wind because they know what they're seeing, whether they want to admit it or not.
You know, Nick, when you mentioned humble, you just lost me there. So all the other everything else that you said after that, it was just kind of out the window once you mentioned humble. But I think yesterday we learned more about the Saints. And credit to Drew Brees coming back after the 11 broken ribs, his ability to play. It was clear that he was not ready. But what we learned yesterday was that the Saints offense is all about efficiency, and efficiency matters. And we knew yesterday coming into the game, Drew Brees was going to be a little rusty and that he was going to be off. We didn't figure that he was going to only complete 44% of his passes, that the Saints would be 1 for 11 on third down and only have the ball for 19 minutes. Efficiency matters in the NFL. And if this team, the Saints, plays like the way that they played yesterday, I'll tell you this right now. They're not going to win the NFC. They're not going to be playing in that championship game we're talking about, the Super Bowl, because they will not get out of the NFC because they'll get beat by better teams like the Packers, like other teams, but possibly the Bucs as well. Drew Brees has to get healthier, number one, and when he gets healthier, this offense has to be much more efficient.
Well, I hate to say it, and Katanik, can we put everybody on the screen, because I need to see my dear old friend Nick Wright, the former prognosticator of prognosticators. Nick, it's a special day for me, and I've been waiting for this. I have 2 imaginary trophies to give you, and I'm not being sarcastic. It's just because we're remote. If we were in studio, I would have them made up. The first imaginary trophy, I'm like Kyle Kuzma crowning LeBron. The first imaginary trophy from the Patriots to you, it's a crown. You can put it on. I'll put it on your head over there. Which way? That way.
Thank you.
The so good, they're boring trophy.
See, it's hard.
The Chiefs are so good, they're boring. And I was like, we're watching the game with our family. I was like, guys, this game's over. Let's watch the Jets. Real words that came out of my mouth. The other trophy for you. This is for the entire. It's true. This is for the entire Chiefs organization. Again, if it's imaginary, why do I put it on the ground? Everyone's saying. Doesn't matter. The other imaginary trophy. It's called the one mistake and you lose trophy. That's for the entire game. Because, Brian, there was one mistake. This touchdown that turned into a safety in the first half of the game, I was like, this game's over. That was your one chance. If you got Drew Brees struggling to complete passes with his lowest completion rating in 3 years, oh, no, excuse me, it's his 3rd lowest completion rating ever. Once I saw this, I was like, this was your chance. This was the little funny play that you needed to get to have a chance to beat the Chiefs. So congratulations, Nick. You know, keep those used to be Patriots trophies, but we're out. Enjoy them. They're yours, my friend.
Well, and listen, there's going to be, you know, a generation of children growing up that know nothing about the Patriots dynasty because it's going to pale in such comparison to what the Chiefs are building. And so I hope that you and your lineage can continue to, you know, push it along and tell that story so it is not totally forgotten. But Brian, you know, the other thing that happened yesterday, because I get it. I understand what folks are yelling at their screen. Nick, Brees had cracked ribs. They didn't have Michael Thomas. He's still allowed 29. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, of course. Listen, there are 22 victories in the last 23 games and the Super Bowl. They're mostly flukes, I'm sure. It's just good fortune the Chiefs are coming across. But here's the other thing that happened yesterday, Brian. You see this? That's Aaron Rodgers waving goodbye to the MVP race. Because that's over too now. You know when it ended? When Patrick Mahomes made the single best pass of the NFL season. That pass to McCole Hardman was impossible. I still don't know, quite literally, according to the laws of physics, how it was possible. Everyone in the stadium on the broadcast thought he was throwing it away. No, he's throwing it to a 9-inch by 6-inch box in the corner of the end zone where only Hardman could get it. That right there locked up the game and locked up the MVP for Patrick Mahomes, Brian.
You know what? I think you're getting closer to the MVP with Patrick Mahomes just because of the way that their style of their offense, the way that they come back and they win games. There's some flair to his game, so you're getting closer. But we still got to look at the touchdowns and the turnovers, and my arrow points towards Aaron Rodgers. There are 3 teams in the NFL that can beat the Chiefs, especially with the slow start some of the Chiefs games have started out. The Saints, when they get Drew Brees healthy, they lost by 3 points. And Drew Brees was not close to being himself, Nick. Number 2, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers in that offense can score a bunch of points early in the game. That puts the Chiefs in a different mindset based on all the other games. And the Titans have the ability to control the football and be efficient passing the ball with Ryan Tannehill. The only game that the Chiefs lost this year was when the Raiders had the ball for 35 minutes. It's important to be able to control the ball. I think the Titans and the Packers and the Saints can be 3 teams that can hurt the Chiefs.
I'll be very, very quick here because I've been maybe over the top here. Brian is 1,000% right that if the Saints, Packers, and Titans combine teams, so you have Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, the Saints defense, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, then I think we could have a good Super Bowl. Otherwise, I'll see y'all when we're going for 3 in a row, baby, because this year is done. It's over.
Humble Nick is over. No more Humble Nick.
We got so much more to talk about.